Today we're going to be looking at writing some algebraic expressions and equations from a sentence in English, so from words, and we're going to change them into a math expression or equation. So the first thing I want to do is create a foldable with you for some of the key words that we'll see to help us change those words into, or English into math. So on the foldable piece, make sure that you cut on the solid lines. If you don't have a printer, you're going to need to just copy the document onto a sheet of paper, copy down the words, do the best. If you have a ruler, you can draw those lines. This is going to create a foldable for you. If you cut on the dark lines, you'll create 4 doors that you can fold over top of the words. And then for each door, we want to label it with the operation. By operation, we mean add, subtract, multiply, or divide that it represents. So if we start with the upper left corner, we have add, plus, altogether, and, both, in all, sum, combined, and increase. So we want to label that door addition. And I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's being kind of goofy here. Let me try writing that again. It's kind of jumping all over the place. Addition, and maybe we put a plus sign for the symbol. So whenever you see any of those keywords, that tells us that we need to add. In the upper right box, if we take a look at that list of words there, difference, fewer than, gave or take away, decrease by, how many more, to show how much longer, smaller, or shorter something is, minus, and remaining. Those would be subtraction words. And that would be R minus. And I would label that. You can label it on the inside of the door. You can label it on the outside of the door. Remember, you need to cut on those thick black lines. So then you have 4 doors that will fold. In the bottom left corner, we have area, product, each, by, of, per, times, double, triple, twice. Those words all represent multiplication. Now with multiplication, oops, try that again. With multiplication, you might be used to using an x, but we're going to start using variables a lot this year. So the x might get mistaken for the variable x. So you could use a dot to show multiplication. You can also use, we'll see it today, use some parentheses. Our fourth and final process of elimination, if we take a look at that list of words in the bottom right corner, all of those words are for the operation division. You might be used to the 2 dots with the line for division. You can also use a slash, and just also that fraction bar. And now I know that looks like minus, so let me put 10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2. So what you should have, and again, if you have a printer, please print it out. If you do not, please copy these things onto a sheet of paper. So then you can cut and make the 4 doors, and you can have this nice resource as we're going through notes and when you start working on your assignment tomorrow. If you are able to, I did post the notes there, so please go ahead. If you're able to, again, print those notes off. If not, please take notes just using a sheet of paper and a pen or pencil. You can pause this video as many times as you need. So our goal is to write each phrase as an algebraic expression or equation. An expression does not have an equal sign. An equation does have an equal sign. And let's just work our way through. If we need to use that foldable, we sure can. We come across the number 16. Increased by. If you need to check your foldable, please check. We'll see that increase is in the addition column. Increased by 4. Now the word is not part of our foldable, but it is a super key word when we're writing our expressions and equations. Is indicates equals, or your total. And we have 20. So 16 increased by 4 is 20. Take the English to math, and we have 16 plus 4 equals 20. Remember, you should be writing these down for your notes, and you can pause this video at any time if I'm going too fast and you need to catch up. 3 multiplied by, I'm hoping that word multiply gives us that key. I want to start using the dot for that. Some number, another phrase that was not on our foldable. Some number is a number we don't know. If it's a number we don't know, we use a variable. For variables, we typically use letters. You can use whatever you would like. X is popular. I'm going to use N for number. You could use the first letter of your first name if you want. Is, again, means equals. And then we have the number 9. You will also see this written, instead of with the multiplication symbol, you can write a number right next to the variable as long as it means multiply. That's a way we'll start seeing things written as we start moving into solving equations. That'll be in our next unit. In class today, we paused here, and your classmates had a chance to try out the remaining examples on their own. So if you would like to pause here and try them out first before I go through them, that is what I would encourage you to do. The video will not pause here, though. It will keep going. You'll need to pause it if you want it paused. All right, so if we take a look at number 3, 20 is means equals. Some number, I'm going to use N again, decreased by is subtraction, and then we have the number 2. If you try these first, please pause and fix anything that you need to. Number 4, 30 divided by. Now again, you could use the dot with the bar, the 2 dots with the bar. Some number is 6. You could do 30 with the slash, means division. You could do 30 and then the fraction bar. Any of those 3 ways are acceptable. This bottom way is how we'll start seeing more things written when we start solving equations next unit. So we go to our 5th example. We have 6 plus means we add 3. Take away means we subtract 10. Is means equals, and we have our 9. For our 6th example, the 6th example was one that a lot of people in class got stuck on. We have the difference, but we don't have a number before it or after it. We know difference means subtract. And then we have some number, and we have 4. People in class got stuck because they saw the word of and also. Of means times, and means addition, and difference means subtraction. Well, guys, all I have is some number, and I have 4. I can't subtract them, multiply them, and add them. So in this case, of and do not have anything to do with our operations. We are focusing on the difference. So we are going to subtract those 2. The keyword is not there, so this one doesn't have an equal sign. This one's just an expression, not an equation. Again, please pause at any point that you need to catch up or make corrections on your paper. Our final few examples, we have the quotient. Quotient means division. And again, we see of and we see and, but in this case, of and, they're not meaning any operations. Of is not meaning times, and is not meaning to add. We only have 20 and 2. So we need to do the quotient of those things. We need to divide those two things. And again, if you want to do the symbol with the 2 dots in the bar, if you want to do the slash, or if you want to do the fraction, you can. Is means equals, and then we have 10. You don't need to know all 3 ways. All 3 ways are acceptable. They are out there for division. Our next example, we have 1 minus. Now we have the product. Product means we're going to multiply, and we need to multiply 2 and 8. So 2 times 8. Let's get away from that X-looking symbol. You can also do some parentheses if you would like. Let's get away from that X symbol though for multiplication. It's going to look like our variable. Now, if you did try these ahead of me, this last one was definitely the toughest one. It was meant to be a little challenging for us. Lots of things going on in the last one. Let's start at the beginning. The difference, and we have a number and 4. So we have a number minus 4, difference is subtract. Reduced by is also minus. 5 tripled. If we triple something, well, let's see, if we hit a triple in baseball, that means we got to run 3 bases. So if we triple a number, we need to multiply by 3. So you can either use the dot or the parentheses. Is means equals. And then another number, we have to use another variable. I'm going to throw X in there. So lots of things happening. If you wanted to use the dot here, you could, instead of the parentheses. So again, please feel free to rewind, pause, make corrections as you need to. Please make sure you have these examples copied down as your notes. Please also make sure that you created your foldable as well. That's going to be a nice resource for you.